they stay on a roll, winners of now 9 straight basketball games and 8 straight on the road as they battle back and forth with the Cleveland Cavaliers and come away with the 115-109 victory. Before we talk about this game, though, huge congratulations to the main man, Kyle Lowry. Just a few days ago broke Jose Calderon's record for assists by a Toronto Raptor. And today he gets named as a reserve to the NBA All-Star Game. 6 All-Star appearances for Kyle Lowry, the most ever by a Toronto Raptor. So congrats to Kyle, well deserved. And it's going to be nice. And the one last thing, though, is we got to get Coach Nurse and the coaching staff to the All-Star Game, and with I think it's the next 2 games, Raptors win one of them, they guarantee that going to happen. I think it's going to happen. I think they're going to do it. I think the Raptors are going to win one of the next 2 games and, have Nick Nurse, have the coaching staff go to the All-Star Game because they deserve it. They won a championship. They're second place in the East, even though they've had so many injuries. They need it. They deserve it. Now, let's get to this basketball game because, as I said right off the top, it was a back-and-forth crazy game in Cleveland. First quarter, Raptors played pretty good. I mean, at one point they were down by 6 and it looked a little rough, but they came back, end the quarter strong. 31-26 Raptors after 1 quarter of play. Just what you like to see. In the second, again, back-and-forth game. Cleveland was +1 in the quarter. You're still up by 4, after at halftime. So we always talked about it, guys. We've talked about when the Raptors stay close at halftime, usually they pull away the rest of the game. Well, they were up by 4 at halftime, so you're in a good spot. In the third, Raptors do just what we thought they would. 32-24 in the quarter, +8, and they were up by 12 going into the fourth. Everything looking great. They have the big lead, and then it falls apart. They can make shots. They get 27 down the stretch, but at one point late in the game, they had only 17. Things weren't going well. Cleveland ends up even tying the basketball game at one point. But a couple big-time shots from Serge Ibaka, big-time 3 from Serge, and a couple big ones from Norman Powell. He knocked a big-time corner 3, and then to dagger this game away, gets the steal and the slam dunk to put it to 6, and basically ends the ball game there. So, an incredible game ends in a victory. Was it pretty? No, but look, Raptor fans, I gotta have a heart-to-heart with you real quickly here. We'd love to see this team win by 20 every single night, but it's never gonna happen that way. And you lose Marc Gasol. We know the impact that guy brings to this team. The Raptors shot 38% from 3, which isn't terrible, 12 for 32. But with Marc Gasol in, you could probably sprinkle in a couple more because he just, everything he does just makes this team better. Since he came back from his first injury, they hadn't lost. So, it's been crazy. But now he's out. We don't know for how long. Hollis-Jefferson's still on the shelf. So we see that the rebounding issues might be more glaring now because you know how Rondae works and grabs rebounds. And Gasol sprinkles in 5, 6, 7 boards a game anyways. So it's going to be a little bit of a tough one here. But the Raptors are going to keep grinding, keep fighting, and keep getting wins. And they did today. Look, they shot 49% from the field, 38% from 3, and 75% from the free throw line. Cleveland shoots 47% from 3, 36% from the field, and 86% from the free throw line. Now, as I said, rebounding was going to be an issue, and it was. They were plus, 15 on the boards? Not very pretty. And +6 in the offensive glass. Not very pretty. 23 assists for both teams. We had 13 steals to their 7, 3 blocks to their 3, but we both had 3 blocks in this game. 13 turnovers for the Raptors, so again, not a bad number. They had 21 turnovers. Look, the Raptors defense may not have been 100%, but they were good enough to get it to cause 21 turnovers, leading to 25 points for the Toronto Raptors. Big time there. Points in the paint, 50-46 in favor of Toronto. Second chance points, obviously they won the category 16-5, so you expect them to win the second chance points, as they did 19-7. And the points on turnovers, like I said, 25-15 was the difference maker there. But the difference for me today was Serge Ibaka. And I think we've all learned with Serge this year and a lot of last season as well. No matter where you put this guy, starting unit at the 4 or the 5, backup unit at the 4 or the 5, it doesn't matter. Serge is out there to ball, man. I mean, my goodness, Serge Ibaka had 26 points, 4 rebounds, and an assist today, 10 of 14 shooting, 3 of 3 from the line, 3 of 6 from 3. He had a steal on the block. He was a plus 12 on the floor. Ibaka was straight up working tonight. Big time for Serge Ibaka. OG Anunoby, look, he didn't play the greatest basketball game, but I thought he was a little bit more relevant in this game. 9 points, 3 boards, and an assist on 4 of 9 shooting. Knocked down the 1-3 he took. It was off a nice little screen. 0 of 2 from the free throw line, though, OG. Come on now. Didn't get anything on defense with -3, but he was on the floor. He played 31 minutes. Pascal Siakam didn't shoot the ball extremely well, but with other guys working and shooting the ball really well, then he dished it out quite a bit. Siakam, 19 points, 5 boards, couple assists on 5 of 12 shooting, 8 of 10 from the line, 1 of 3 from 3. He had 4 steals and a block, did Pascal. Big night for him, plus 10 while he was on the floor. Great job by Spicy P. Pascal Siakam doing a job there this evening. As I said, Serge Ibaka with a big night. Lowry just fresh off his All-Star, 6th straight All-Star appearance. Is it straight? I think it's 6 straight, if I'm not mistaken, guys. 23 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists for Lowry. Could be wrong with the 4 assists and whatnot. Could be 5 assists. 8 of 16 shooting, 5 of 6 from the free throw line, 2 of 6 from 3. 4 steals for Kyle in the game today, plus 10 while he was out there. Look, the starters got the job done. I mean, you knew without Marc Gasol, you were going to need some extra guys to step in. You got Lowry scoring in 20+. You had Serge get to 26. And even with Fred VanVleet struggling, because he only had 8. He shot 3 of 13, but Fred VanVleet doing what Freddie does. If his shot's not falling, he works everything else. He also had 7 rebounds, did Fred VanVleet. He had 12 assists. Humming that ball around for guys like Serge and Pascal. He was 2 of 7 from 3, so he knocked down a couple threes. Anyways, he had a steal in the ball game, -5 while he was on the floor. Is that no? Yeah, -5 while he was on the floor. So not the biggest night for Freddie, but he moved the ball and had 12 assists. A great job by Fred VanVleet today, guys. For Norman Powell off the bench, we talked about it in the last couple of games, everyone. We talked about Norman Powell, and we said how he hasn't been himself lately. The last few games, he's been forcing shots. He hasn't really looked himself. And for a lot of this game today, it was kind of the same thing. Because at one point, I think it was like 3 of 10 shooting and not knocking down shots. And I think he might have even been in single digits for all I know. But you look at the last minute of this basketball game. He knocked down a huge corner 3. Got the huge steal. I mean, it's a 4-point ball game. They have a chance to get in within 1 possession. But he gets the steal, the run out, and the slam. So I understand. He had 16 points, which is great, and 5 rebounds on 5 of 12 shooting, 3 of 7 from 3, 3 of 4 from the line, and a steal in the ballgame, plus 6 while he was out there. I understand sometimes Powell's not going to be the greatest because, again, he hasn't done that his entire career. But to see him do what he did today in the timing of what he did today is the best thing to see from Norman Powell. Yeah, you might have a sluggish start to the game, but if you end it strong, we always talk about it, guys. We've talked about it countless times. It's not how you start a game. You can start 5 of 5 shooting and knock down 3 threes, and everyone's like, oh my God, he's on fire. You end the game bad and you lose, that 5 of 5 means absolutely nothing. But I'm sitting here talking about Norman Powell's last 2 shots made because they were huge. Not about what happened before because it didn't matter. So to see a guy like Powell, to see a guy like Serge Ibaka draining big-time shots there late in the basketball game, it shows you how versatile this team is. It's not Lowry shooting a big-time shot. It's not Pascal taking a big-time shot. Or even Freddie, for that matter. You had Serge and Norm taking big-time shots late in this game. It is showing the NBA, really, well, whether they care or not, how deep this Raptor team is. And it's remarkable to watch. Another example of that. Chris Boucher. He'll play 15 minutes, but the impact that guy brought, oh my God. The one block that he had, I forgot who it was on. You guys can let me know in the comments who he blocked. It was a Nance or Kevin Love? I don't know, somebody like that. But in those 15 minutes, he had 10 points, 4 rebounds, 4 of 5 shooting, knocked down both free throws he took. He also had 4 rebounds in that one as well. Had the big-time block. Yeah, he was a -6 while he was on the floor. But he dropped you 10 points in 15. So for Boucher, we all know that he's got room to improve. But we see the raw talent, and with Marc Gasol all out right now, excuse me, I'm trying not to sneeze. You're seeing a little bit more of a kind of a run with Chris Boucher, and we're all not opposed to that. So going out there and seeing what Boucher did today and seeing the way this Raptor team played today, grinded, fought, and tie ball game with under 3 minutes to play, and you find a way to win. I understand they gave up the big lead, and we've seen a lot of that in the fourth quarter over the last month or so. And that's a little wary because great teams will bury you at that point, But who cares? You won the game today, 34-14 on the season of the Toronto Raptors, and the Philadelphia 76ers continue to suck on the road as they're in Atlanta down by, down by 7 with a minute to play. And as I said, the Raptors need one more win to lock up Nick Nurse and the coaching staff going to the All-Star game, which is well-deserved. Speaking of that next game, it is tomorrow, second night of a back-to-back. I'm not a huge fan of this, however, because of the minutes that people played today, Lowry played 37, and you got to play tomorrow. Not really what you wanted to see today, but you got to win. That's what you wanted. Now you're in Detroit, taking on the Pistons. Obviously, no Blake Griffin for the Pistons. They have been abysmal lately. They've lost 4 straight, 17-32. They are not very good, and Markieff Morris is a game-time decision. So, again, you got to go into Detroit. You go in there, you get a win. You tie a franchise record, if I'm not mistaken, for 9 straight wins on the road. If you win that game, you are then 1 win away from tying the Raptors franchise record of 11 straight victories. And Nick Nurse and coaching staff will go to the All-Star game. So I know it's against Detroit. It really doesn't mean anything, but it kind of does. All right? So you know what? That is going to do it for this one, everybody. If you guys enjoyed the video and enjoyed the game tonight, because it was very entertaining from both sides, smack the like button. Do appreciate that. And the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, your thoughts on the game. Who is your MVP today? Mine? Ooh, that's a tough one. Would you give it to Lowry or would you give it to Serge? I'm going to go Serge Ibaka. I'm going to give him the MVP today just because of the big-time shot he made late and the fact that he knocked down 3 threes. And Serge Ibaka is shooting threes really well lately, and all season long he's been really doing a good job. So let me know in the comments if you want to say Kyle Lowry, go ahead. I would not be opposed to that. All right, let me know in the comments who your MVP was, what you like, what you not like from today's game, and what your expectations are tomorrow against Detroit. All right? Twitter is down below for myself, guys. Follow up, send me a DM, do all that great stuff. Also, the Patreon link is down below, so if you are interested in signing up for that, the link is down below. And I will talk to you guys Leafs edition on Saturday night as they welcome in the Ottawa Senators to Scotiabank Arena. Leafs looking for 3 straight wins out of the All-Star break. You do not play down to your opponent. You go in there at Scotiabank Arena on Saturday, and you do a job. All right, so we're going to see how that all plays out there on Saturday at 7 o'clock. Anderson are the expected goaltenders in that game in Toronto. And as for the Raptors, as we've talked about, their next contest is in Detroit tomorrow night, 7 o'clock tip-off there. Raptors, Pistons, Coach Casey. Got to see him again in Detroit. All right, so thank you guys so much for listening and watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Talk to you guys then.